And it's gotta be Cinnamon Toast Project. That's the only thing that's soothing my soul. Turn on the TV to Power Rangers, yeah. Now it's morphin' time, I'm ready to go.
Now it's time to talk about the next topic today. The sequel to the movie, The Death of Superman. We're going to be talking about Reign of the Superman. Hold up, let me take off my shirt here. Boom. For those of you who are watching the who didn't watch the other episode and you're wondering why my face looks like this, is because the Eradicator thought I was a criminal, and because I was eradicated. Yeah, he had to take me out. So, Daddy, you loved. First of all, you're the reason why we watched the movie last year, The Death of Superman, and you had it ranked as top 5 for you for all movies all last year, and obviously number 1 animated movie over Miles Morales because you hadn't seen what was that, Into the Spider-Verse just the one time, right? So you said I only saw it one time, so obviously Spider-Man was higher. That's what you said on video. Play video now. So let me make sure I get this right. I don't mean to keep taking your time. I just want clarification. So as it stands right now, in your top 5 is Death of Superman and not Into the Spider-Verse. I just want to make sure that we're clear about what you just said.
Why are you trying to
Yeah, that makes a little. I'm kind of wondering that myself.
Why are you trying to
Superman?
Why are you trying to get people to jump me? Like, yes, I think Into the Spider-Verse was better than Superman. Yes, I do think it was better than The Death of Superman. But Death of Superman came out, and I've seen it 5 times now.
You watched that movie 5 times.
We've seen once.
Can't believe it.
So you wanted us to watch the sequel as well, and so we did that. So everybody's very excited to see what you thought about this movie, sir. So it's on you.
Yeah, the second one I didn't like. I didn't like it at all. All right. So I did really enjoy The Death of Superman. Like I said, y'all know me. I've always hated Superman from the beginning of my time as a comic book reader, as a cartoon watcher. I've always hated Superman. He seemed overpowered. I could never feel his his real humanity. I mean, I liked the show Smallville, but he wasn't really Superman then. I just don't like Superman. And this was the first time I really felt like they did a really good balance between him and Clark, and why he was hiding his identity, and he was really torn and all that stuff. So I really liked the first, The Death of Superman, and him dying really had an impact, But this one, it was just like, it was too much. It was just like they had all these. All right, so the star of this movie to me was Steel. John, what was his name? What's his name? John Henry Irons. Steel, he came through. I like his action scenes, like the rocket and the hammer. That was really cool. They tried to bring in Superboy, and they tried to do some cool things with him, having him be manipulated by Lex Luthor, but it wasn't as good as Young Justice's Superboy. So it was just like, I've seen better already on film, so I've already seen better in the cartoon, so I didn't really like that. The Eradicator was just like, that's not Superman. We all know that. And then the cyborg Superman, that was pretty cool, him being manipulated by Darkseid and every spoiler alert if you don't know, but him being manipulated by Darkseid. But the thing that really made me upset about this movie was that how they got rid of the rest of the Justice League. Okay. So that, okay, it's a Superman movie and they have to keep it focused on the Superman. Sure. So they got to figure out, since they had the Justice League be a part of the first movie, they have to have them part of the second movie, but they have to get them out of the way so that it can be about the Justice League. Right. So what they did was they had a portal fall from the sky and take all of the Justice League out. Like every member of the Justice League, I guess, was
including Flash.
Right.
Let me say it again. Including Flash.
Including the fastest man alive was standing in a small circle on the ground underneath a portal. It fell, and they were transported to another dimension. That was just the stupidest thing I have ever seen.
That was horrible.
Couldn't move out of the way of a falling portal. Wonder Woman wasn't fast enough to move out of the way of a. Batman didn't see this giant portal coming down. Come on now. Green Lantern couldn't have shot up a trampoline to bounce the force field or something. Anything. It was just ridiculous. And that really, and then the conclusion. Just get Superman some light and get out of the way. So just open a window so Superman can get some light so he can restore balance. I'm like, come on now. Y'all could have done better than that. It just wasn't it for me.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Shot still there?
I don't know where Rashad is. I guess it's your turn.
I'll go ahead.
He went to change costumes, I guess. Eric said he went to go change costumes, but I don't see where he at. I don't know where he went. He must have got stuck in the phone booth.
Bro, get stuck up in the can't get that's hard. But yeah, I kind of second that. I don't think it was horrible, but I do think it was like, I don't know. It was just like okay. It was a Superman movie. It was cool to see the still. I thought Superboy, he was okay. He's just kind of just a little aggravating because I don't know. I just wasn't feeling him that much. He was just okay as I guess as the new Superman. I like Lex Luthor. I thought Lex Luthor was pretty cool because he definitely was like behind a whole bunch of stuff. So he kind of started as the bad guy and then he ended up being the good guy at the end. And then at the very end credit scenes, you see him come up in there into the new Justice League place, like, yeah, hey team, I'm ready for action type thing. I'm like, oh gosh, this is getting ridiculous. But I like Lex. He always is funny to me. He kind of reminds me of Batman a little bit because he always has something up his sleeve. Like he's never like completely defeated. He's always like prepared. At least he believes he's kind of like a Tony Stark and Batman and some type of bad guy. But he kind of reminds me of that when he just always, I have my own Superman. I just created my own Superman. He's a clone. And he does what I want him to do. And trying to manipulate everybody to make him the real Superman. But outside of that, the villain, I don't know. The side. Well, was he? He wasn't the cyborg one. Was he? Yeah, he was cyborg, right?
Yeah, cyborg Superman.
Yeah. So him being controlled by Darkseid. I guess to me, if he could do all that, like when he got mad, like what stopped him from doing that earlier? Just like he could just disconnect. Like I thought, like if he did all that, he would die. Like I thought he was like where Darkseid was, and basically, I guess. Well, did you understand that part? Like you saw him beside Darkseid.
Yeah. So what was that? Was he telepathically controlling the Superman, or was he actually in the body? I didn't really understand.
I'm like, if he's right there, why would you just kill him? Yeah. And then the other Superman just die. Like you just cut the network and he just fall out. But okay. So he gets kind of like, Darkseid, come on, like you should be smarter than that, that you let this dude have this much power that he can just rip up, a little piece out of his brain and he's already able to kind of do what he wants to do. So yeah, I thought it was like it's an okay movie. I wouldn't necessarily say I missed anything if I wouldn't have saw it. Yeah. I could have went and saw one of the next movies after that, and I kind of want them to really go into some of the other characters a little bit more. Superman they have a lot of stuff with Superman. I would like to see some of the other character movies, a little development. So see what Cyborg got. Like nobody ever does anything with Cyborg. Like he's always just that little second or fifth rate hero that's just on every show. Even with the new Young Justice, I didn't know Cyborg was going to be in that, but he popped up for a second, and they just don't give him you don't see no story with him. You don't see no development. He can't have his own comic. He got to be parts of everybody else's comics.
I don't think he does.
He has no type of story. He's like, this happened to me, and I'm Cyborg now.
Yeah, he showed up. He playing
part of a team.
He played football, and then he's Cyborg, and then that's it.
He don't do anything by himself. He has to be part of a team. So
what is Rashad doing? What is Rashad doing?
Trying to get taken. Oh my God! Who is this?
Sorry, guys. I was in the incubation. So what do you call it? Incubation. What do you call it? Incubation center.
Incubation.
Trying to absorb the sun's rays, and my hair grew out a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm mullet Superman.
Mullets.
Go ahead. Please continue. I'm just here to right the wrongs.
Oh, I'm done. Mullet Superman. You can go ahead and go.
All right. Just get my hair ready. The robots are unable to provide a decent haircut.
I see.
So surprisingly, I actually really liked this one. I did not like Death of Superman. I thought it was just not as good as it could have been. It was overhyped. Not overhyped. It just wasn't good. I really liked this show. There's a lot of throwaway lines that I like Lois Lane said, what did she say? She was able to figure out who Steele was, and she was talking to him. It's like, now, if I figured out who you were, because I'm the worst at secret identities. I'm like, really?
Yeah, like, pretty good.
It's true. I like that. And then, God, it was something else to say. Oh, when Green Lantern was talking about shooting Superboy, and Batman was like, I say take the shot. That was funny. It's like, is that something that Batman was saying? I don't know, but it was funny. I thought the story was intriguing. I thought the evil plan was good. I liked the idea that Cyborg Superman was seducing everybody else in order to have the cyborg superpowers. And then, what is it? Not Apocalypse. Darkseid kept saying, "Open the gates, open the gates, open the gates." And then the gates were the actual people. And then I was like, oh man, that was really cool. It was just unfortunate that they couldn't survive. Like when they started dying at the end, the Justice League was like, oh, look at that. Like they didn't even try to save them at all. They're like, oh, I guess our job is done here. Superman, you back? You good? The evil plan was good. All of them had intriguing stories. The Eradicator was interesting. I like how he had this no gray area when it came to dispensing his justice. Let me see here. That was Eradicator. I like Superboy, trying to be his own person. John Henry Irons. He was okay to me. That was the one I would have wanted to see more of, or see a little bit more of him. He's kind of like, but I thought his powers were interesting. Like, it was like Thor and Iron Man put together. And hitting you with a hammer that could fly. That was pretty cool. But Hank Henshaw Superman was definitely the best to me, because he was the only one that you were like, that could possibly be Superman. Like, he might just be Superman that was really, really jacked up. And he got one piece of skin left.
This is all this is me up here. This is
Did you hear what we were saying a few seconds ago, Rashad? We didn't understand if he was actually in that body, or if he was telepathically controlling it, or what.
That's a good question. I think he was in that body. I think they changed the story, and now that you mention it, I don't really like how they did it, because they keep showing Hank in his full body talking to Apocalypse.
Right.
They should have shown him jacked up. Like, the reason he's Cyborg Superman is because he's jacked up. Like, that's why he is a cyborg.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
He
was towed from the flow up.
Yeah, he was in a space shuttle crash, so he should have been jacked up and not just saved. But I think that was him completely in there. It's interesting how they had the Eradicator to do that thing, though. But it's a couple of things I didn't like. How is it that Lois Lane can get anywhere? Like, she's better than Batman. Like, Lois Lane is showing up everywhere.
Bro, she can run around the city in like 2 seconds on foot.
Right. Exactly. And I thought that Hank Henshaw's motivations were a little weird. Like, Superman didn't save my wife, so I'm going to team up with the guy that hired the guy that killed my wife. What?
Right. Exactly. Like, why?
I mean, if going back to the Punisher, like we just talked about, that's like the cops weren't able to save his family. So what he does is he starts killing the cops instead of killing the guys that actually killed his family.
Right.
What? And I didn't like most of my things I didn't like were with Hank Henshaw. Even though I liked him as the best Superman, I didn't like his design. Like the fact that he had one flap of skin, that was it. Like, and maybe an arm. Like, bro, like, how are we supposed to believe that you Superman? You could have found that flap of skin anywhere. You could have found that flap of skin. You know, I'm Superman. You know.
Let me just put this on. Am I Cyborg? Am I Superman? I just got the one piece of the face.
He should have had a little bit more. Even when you go back to the Justice League cartoons, they've got a little bit more of his face than just that small part. I thought that not releasing the Eradicator during the fight was dumb. Like during the whole big fight between Mullet Superman, my character here, and Hank Henshaw, I'm like, where's the Eradicator? Where is the Eradicator? He would have made short work of this dude. Or at least the two of y'all would. And then at the very, very end, he stabs dude in the head. It's like, oh, I've got a wild card. Like, okay, that would have been nice. Know when to use your wild card.
You could have used that from the beginning.
Right. You wouldn't have had to fight at all. You and Lois would have been chilling.
Exactly. I mean, think about this. Lois Lane was getting shot up over there. Okay. I mean, he easily could have murdered her right there because she was already shot. And then Superman would have been like, oh, I guess I should have used the Eradicator.
Guess they needed that extra 10 minutes. They needed that extra 10 minutes of film.
Right. And the last thing, Tori, I definitely agree with you. The biggest problem with this movie is the doggone Justice League and how they got taken out. That was whose idea was that? Again, going back to what you just said, Charlie, with the Flash. How could you do that to if maybe I could see some, maybe Batman could fall into it. Maybe Batman's like, I gotta run. But the Flash, really? I mean, it was falling for a long time. It's not like it disappeared. I mean, it's like,
Mo dodges bullets and catches them in his hand and stuff. And play, tic-tac-toe with the bullets. I'm like, what? And you can't just move. Like, it should be slow motion.
And it would have been so easy. All he had to do, is make the ring fall down, make the energy disappear. The ring could have fell down like around them, and they wouldn't have thought anything about it because there was no energy. And then they could have made the energy reappear again, and so the Justice League would have been sucked in through the ground. That would have been an easy fix. But to have it fall on them, that was just dumb. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. Go ahead and hit him with another Bible verse there, Billy. Billy? That was my old character.
Hey, Billy? Let's see if I can find one. And then Jesus said, for John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. What? Wait a minute.
There you go. Enough said. But overall, I really like this. I enjoyed it many times better than the death of Superman to me. What about you, Danny?
Look, I already gave you my perspective. I didn't like it. It just was like that from the beginning. Them losing the Justice League like that just put me in a bad space. And then everything that happened after that I didn't like, I just hated. Especially Superboy.
Hey, it was jacked up when the clones killed that dude. And Superboy was like, "Oh,
yeah." So I'll go with you, Dad. My new dad.
And what was worse, he was talking to somebody about it. Well, later on, he's like, "Yeah, and a bunch of clones killed him."
Yeah.
How about your boy? Lex took Superboy down there to murder him.
He had it in his hand.
And then he still left and was following. I'm like, bro, you Superboy. Go away. Fly away, Superboy.
Right.
You can't take me down to no dungeon with a kryptonite syringe and say, oh, you know what? I think we will keep you around. No, I'm leaving now. I don't live here anymore, sir.
Right. I mean, Danny, we go back to your favorite movie, The Last Jedi. Kylo Ren only thought that Luke might possibly kill him. And he turned to the dark side and killed everybody.
I'm out of here. I'm not about that life.
Superboy's like, okay, whatever. Did you see the clothes though? What about you, Charlie? What did you think about this movie?
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, I give it just okay. It's it has parts that are entertaining and it has parts that are just dumb. So it's kind of just falls in that. You can watch it if you want to. You know, it's not nothing I would say you got to watch it to complete the set or something.
Yeah.
I guess if you watch the Death of Superman, you might want to see how he comes back. But it's no, it's DC to me. Though some of their storylines, at least when it comes to Superman, are kind of like. That doesn't seem like maybe a kindergartner may have wrote some of their stories. You know,
It's better than it was.
and he just make everything he can do. He can do everything. Make his story just seems like okay. What's the point of reading this? He's gonna win, of course.
As bad as it was, the DC animation is always better than the action movies.
Yeah,
Unless it's
Aquaman.
Aquaman was good.
Aquaman was dope though. Yeah, Aquaman was dope.
Aquaman.
Most of it. Now it's dope. Now it's dope though.
Yeah, it was dope. It was better than. Yeah, it was dope. I mean, it wasn't Batman. It wasn't on the level of most of the animated movies, but it was for DC live action film. It was dope. Yes.
Right. That's not what you said, Charlie. When you edit the video, go ahead and play a clip.
I think I'm gonna go back into the archives on this one.
Right. Yes. Let's go ahead and.
Yes. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna have to be the one to actually tell the truth. Like right from
the beginning. Right
We
from the
knew
beginning.
You know what was gonna happen.
I thought for sure that one of you was gonna hate the movie more than I did. I mean, I liked the movie. I did. I didn't say Aquaman was bad. Did I say it was bad?
You didn't say it was good. You said your very first thing that you said when we were doing the movie. You said, "I was hoping one of y'all guys would hate the movie as much as I did."
Yeah,
that's literally what you said.
Yeah, I remember. He just said something like that.
I don't know. Maybe I liked it better. Maybe after the second time I saw it. Maybe.
Good stuff. Well, I think we have reigned over Superman and his death enough, but I see we're gonna give a quick shout out to Mr. Eric Green there. Give him the shout out. Said, "Whip my head to the side. I whip my head to the side. Whip my head to the side. Whip my head to the side." Okay, that's enough of that.
Okay.
Of course, if you like what we're doing, give us a like. And as you always know, you gotta subscribe to survive. Peace.
And it's gotta be